Yo, what's up, man?
All right, DJ, let's get everyone over here and get started. Okay, keep it moving, fellas. Come on now.
Next time, man. Next time.
Great game, DJ.
Can I interest you in the special of the day?
Well, does it have anything funny in it?
Funny like haha, or funny, weird funny?
Both.
No, not both.
Wait, no, hold on now. I meant either.
Listen, just take this. Looking really strong today, Deej.
Thanks, man. Not bad.
Namaste.
On my step.
Looks greener on the other side till you get to the other side. Drums, Stephen Clark, and yours truly, Mr. WW. I told you once, I'll tell you twice. The grass looks greener on the other side till you get to the other side. hotel room, and it's got me thinking about the crazy things we used to do for the fame, for the power, for the fortune. Ducked prison, ducked death, I'm fortunate. It was all a dream. Now I wake up and live it, thinking that the sky was the limit. Till I figured out the footprints on the moon. Now I'm like, get out the way, move, Papa, I'm live. The other side, I'm always gonna rep 305 till I die. Everybody knows that the Chico gon' ride. Now I won't, but I watch you. I'm always gonna rep 305 till I die. Everybody knows that the Chico gon' ride. Now I won't, but I watch you. Everybody wants what they can't have, right? I'm so glad, so glad, so glad, so glad. Looking in my backyard and all I see is the ocean. Not bad for a kid that grew up with roaches. Drama, chaos, and different cultures. That's what allows me to see through these vultures. First we shine the shoes, then we own the shoe shop. First we make the sandwich, then we own the restaurants. First we clean the house, then we own every house on the block. Not bad for some immigrants. Papa, I'm live. The other side, I'm always gonna rep 305 till I die. Everybody knows that the Chico gon' ride. Now I won't, but I watch you. I'm always gonna rep 305 till I die. Everybody knows that the Chico gon' ride. Now I won't, but I watch you. Everybody wants what they can't have, right? I'm so glad, so glad, so glad.
Good boy, good boy! there, get there! He's open, he's open! Hey, give him that! Oh, I got him. Help! Help! By yourself. I got baseline.
2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from New Orleans as the Pelicans go up against the Milwaukee Bucks. For Milwaukee, it's been a difficult part of the season. They need some wins to start adding up here in a hurry. More or less half the season behind us, and they are still struggling to prove they can contend. And now around the halfway point, the novelty of the new season has died down, and we're still a long way from the playoffs. Shaq, how do the players maintain focus through this stretch? How do you maintain focus?
Well,
Have you maintained focus?
Easy. You're a pro, Ernie. Do your job. That's your job.
There you go.
You know, and not only that, you got to be a real competitor. You got to want to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah, good coaching, and the veterans can help you through this because the veterans have been here before. They can kind of lead you and guide you.
Do you feel focused right now?
Not at all.
No. Do you feel focused right now?
Never.
Well, that makes three of us. Here's Kevin Harlan. He's always focused.
The Bucks continue their journey as they play an interconference matchup on the road. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. Right now, the Pelicans are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA right now. No question, they've won 7 of their last 8.
And during this streak, guys, one thing you can see on this team is that everybody's role is clearly defined. Every player knows exactly what's expected of them. All the pieces seem to be fitting together perfectly.
Yep, and there isn't a more confident team in the NBA right now. Believe me, none of the guys on that team think this winning streak has happened by accident.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. DA, take it away.
Well, guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo came to the NBA as an unheralded 19-year-old from Greece. And he's been a quick study at the NBA level. One reason? He actually takes notes. He said, we all make mistakes and your mind can't remember them all. I write what I did wrong and what worked. I'm going to keep it going. Someday, I'll have a collection. That dedication, Kevin, the sky is the limit for the Greek freak.
Boy, that's fascinating stuff, D.A. Thank you so much. What better way to learn from your mistakes? Well, having depth is such a big deal for these teams, Clark. As you get deep into the season, we see how these injuries begin to pile up.
Yeah, and they can hurt you. And you know they're going to happen. You've got to be lucky. A lot of it depends on your preparation and your preventative training. And that's not only on the training staff, but it's also on the players to take care of their bodies, get their rest, and do the things they need to do to try to be ready to play every game.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Bucks. Giannis and Parker, the explosive forward pair. Ogden and Middleton are the guard tandem. And it's Monroe in at the 5 down low. And finished off by Davis.
That's just an incredible find coming from the big man. No debating Cousins' smarts on the court. He picks out a pass there that not many guys would have seen.
And now the Pelicans on the break. Cousins with the ball. Outside, Davis. A three-pointer, no good. And it's Antetokounmpo. Oh!
Oh, man. How about the flash by Antetokounmpo? I mean, just an insanely talented athlete who loves to punish that rim.
Now here is Hill. What a tremendous game he played against Houston. Antetokounmpo kicks to Brogdon. Good D by Holiday. Monroe against Cousins. Takes a three. And Davis can't get it to go. For Milwaukee, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Antetokounmpo against Hill. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. Can't cash in from close range.
They're cold so far, only 1 for 5 to begin this one.
Davis dishes to Clark. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
In the corner, Middleton with it. Knocks down the 3 ball.
The obvious work ethic of Middleton on full display there. I mean, the quick release off the pass, which leaves the defense without much to do.
Now here is Holiday. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Rockets in Houston. The shot's good.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the float.
Ogden against Holiday. Parker left side. Pulls up from the corner. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Playing on the road, always a challenge, but it becomes a heck of a lot easier when you can shoot the 3 ball the way they did.
And Greg, they were shooting that thing with confidence, boy. Every time they got a clean look from deep, the trigger was pulled.
And Davis puts it in.
And the soft jump shot there of Davis, you got to respect his perimeter game.
Holiday against Brogdon. Parker outside. Monroe sets a screen for Parker. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, I tell you what, he is a deceptive athlete. When you look at Jabari Parker, he does a lot of things easily from an athletic standpoint. He's stronger than he looks, has much bounce and agility. Man, I love this guy's upside. Just hope he can stay healthy.
He's off on the first. And for Parker, it seems that everything he does on the floor is slightly deceptive. Moves smoothly, Clark, but covers a ton of ground with his steps.
Yeah, despite his size, he's got a gracefulness that belies his size. He's smooth and effortless in all that he does. A lot of players matched up on him just get overwhelmed by his explosiveness, and his skill set is right on par with his athleticism. That's a dangerous combo.
Now here is Holiday. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Davis can't hit that one. Good work defensively by Monroe. Bucks trail by 4. Here's Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And Cousins gets it to go.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Now here is Monroe. Dishes it to Parker. Count that bucket.
Parker really adept in the post. Sees angles, reads defenses, does both of those very well inside.
Outside Holiday.
And when you look at the Pelicans, you got to expect for them to be one of the top defensive teams in the league. You've got the Twin Towers down low, and Drew Holiday is in the top handful, I think, of defensive point guards in the league.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses. Andrew Holiday at 6'4". Great size for the point guard position.
And his height enables him to cover shooting guards. At the same time, he does a great job of keeping smaller players in front of him.
Good on the second free throw.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. He's coming off a 28-point game against Utah. Here's Monroe. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. That's at 5 from 18. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. Bucks trail by 5. Brogdon with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And Middleton kicks to Monroe. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
Hey, if you're going to foul Monroe, you really got to foul him if you want to prevent him from scoring. If you don't, he'll make you pay for it.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
This season, the percentage right around 72%, so not the kind of success he was hoping for.
Guys, he is close to where he was last year in that category, but his numbers are still down just a skosh.
And that one falls for Greg Monroe.
You know, Greg Monroe is a very talented big guy out of Georgetown. Is more comfortable facing up to the basket and can hurt you with the mid-range game, but also a pretty strong rebounder and interior defender, too.
Cousins with the bucket.
And with great players, you've got to pick your poison. You'll live with Cousins shooting from mid-range.
Monroe with a screen on Hill. It's Brogdon on the wing. Monroe sets a screen for Brogdon. Feeds it to Monroe. Now here's Cousins. 23 points for him the last game against the Rockets in Houston.
And he also made an impact on defense, guys. 3 block shots over the course of the game.
Here's Antetokounmpo following the basket by Anthony Davis. Screen by Parker. Antetokounmpo passes to Parker. It's Brogdon on the wing. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Brogdon's got his first 3 points of the game.
Man, he's just a fundamentally sound player. I mean, Greg Monroe is somebody who sets picks really well, and because of that, he makes defenders feel like they're running into something other than just a basketball player.
Now here is Hill, looking for his first basket still in this one. Fader on the way. They get it back.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Here's Brogdon, following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Antetokounmpo against Hill. Knocked loose, just 4 to shoot. From 13, that's short off the rim.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually he will find his rhythm because he is off right now, but all it takes is one hoop, and you're back in rhythm.
Here's Antetokounmpo. New Orleans knocking down that triple moments ago. Here's Parker, and another basket for Milwaukee.
Man, he's just such a smart shooter as Parker. Noticing the defense was backing off of him just a little too much, he took advantage of it and made him pay dearly.
Now here is Holiday. Cousins with a screen on Brogdon. The three from Hill. Cranes the three-pointer. Hill's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Pelicans.
Nice dime drop there from Holiday. Excellent awareness.
Pass to Monroe. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Monroe's got his second bucket of the night.
It's been a very efficient first quarter for him. He's creating good opportunities and converting those that he creates.
Pass to Hill. Davis setting the pick for Hill. The shot by Brogdon wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. And now just a 5-point New Orleans lead. And Holiday kicks to Davis. The dish now to Cousins. The kick out to Hill. Again missing Hill.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo.
Man, that's a nice looking stroke from Antetokounmpo. What can't this guy do?
Davis with a screen on Parker. And Holiday kicks to Clark. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's his first foul.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Greg, that's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Tony Allen's checked in for Solomon Hill. Wells comes in for Ian Clark. And the doctor subbed in for Drew Holiday. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Akers checked in for Monroe. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Parker. Tony Snell's checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Brogdon.
And Antetokounmpo just, showing you once again what an all-around superb talent he is. He really moves that ball on offense.
Looking at the last game for Milwaukee, it's a loss to the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, we saw no matter what they tried offensively, the opponent just had the answer.
Yep, they sure did. Seemed like they had them completely figured out, hammered them with their aggressive defense throughout the game.
And the first one drops. And Clark is a Midwest guy. You grew up watching your teams go up against the Bucks, and even as a player, you faced off against them more than your fair share. When you think about the history of the Milwaukee Bucks, who leaves an imprint on your mind for how they help that franchise?
Well, guys that I actually played against, Sid Moncrief would be at the top of the list because he was so integral to the Bucks' success. Really good at both ends of the floor, a leader. I didn't have to guard him, but I played against those really good Bucks teams in the early mid-'80s, and he was a big part of that.
Here's the doctor, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Pelicans.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Shooting two.
The first free throw is good. And Clark, you've been a member of this booth and many others for quite some time. I've always wondered, how did you make the jump into broadcasting?
Well, you know what? I've always enjoyed the game, Kevin, been a student of the game, and have enjoyed reading and playing with words. So when my basketball playing career ended prematurely back in 1987, I got a chance to do Pacers radio, and from there fell in love with this new career and wanted to excel at it. And I've been at it now for over 30 years and hope to have a few more left in front of me.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And one thing you notice with Giannis is just how much better this team is with him on the floor. What he brings on offense and defense is as huge as any player in our league.
And it's tied up with that one. And Greg, with Giannis, the team is so much more dangerous with him on the floor offensively, and the numbers back it up.
Yeah, Giannis, one of the few difference makers who can impact the game on both ends. Causes a ton of turnovers with his D, but also can facilitate or carry a team with his offense.
Milwaukee's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Right wing. That's a 2 from Dellavedova. Here's Teletovic, and the layup falls. Teletovic has got his first bucket in this one.
And, you know, Teletovic does not back away from getting nasty on the glass. I mean, he's got 245 pounds on that frame, and he uses it to his advantage.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo following the miss by DeMarcus Cousins. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Greg, when you watch DeMarcus Cousins play, you can see the beating he takes in the post, can't you?
Yeah, and that's just how it goes with star centers with the size and activity of Cousins. Just like Shaq in the sense, big bruising centers are hard to officiate. Other players can lay into them and not even make a dent, but anyone else, it would be a foul.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That one is off.
And the missed free throws starting to be an issue.
Yeah, they're scuffling at the line. Struggling is a better way to put it. But you like the fact they're getting there. Now it's just a matter of knocking them down.
And the second free throw, good.
This is where we see Cousins a lot. He's always up there among the league leaders in free throw attempts. It's so hard to handle in the post. The D just never knows what to do with it.
Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 9 points.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's the doctor, defended by Dellavedova. We've got 1:08 left to play in the first. Layup off the pick. And Cousins with the lay-in. The Bucks trail. Now Dellavedova. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Overwhelmed. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Milwaukee's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Dellavedova kicks to Antetokounmpo. Shoots over Wells. Misses off the right iron.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Here's the doctor. Boy, that win against the Rockets. He's another guy who really showed up to play. Just 5 on the clock. The rebound by the Bucks, and going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
And this was as even a matchup as you'll find in the NBA. Split the season series down the middle, 1 apiece.
Yeah, this is really tight. I mean, it's splitting hairs when you talk about these teams. You get the feeling if they play 10 games, each side would win 5.
DeMarcus Cousins, he's been the guy making things happen for New Orleans. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. We've got more in store for you right after this. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
I mean, you saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after 1.
Rolling, absolutely rolling, flat out killing it from beyond the arc.
They've got Miller, Doctor out there with Wells, and it's Tony Allen, and it's Cousins in at the center, locking down the middle. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Shoots from 14, no good from the Doctor.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, the Doctor in the last game against the Rockets made some big plays. He ended with 16 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what became a great exhibition on his part. He performed really well. I could see his role expanding if he continues to make that kind of impact, Kevin.
Hey, David, thank you very much. What kind of carryover guys you think we'll see for him tonight?
Well, we know his confidence level has to be high coming into this game. Physically, he might be a little worn down, but mentally, he's got to be feeling very good.
And, you know, given his last game, guys, you have to believe he'll be the go-to guy for them again tonight. I mean, he'll have every opportunity to keep that hot streak going.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, Kevin, when you watch Giannis, it's impossible to not see how much he impacts the game. I mean, you can never feel comfortable as an opposing team when Giannis is in action at either end of the floor. Offensively, he's a problem, and defensively, he's a nightmare.
Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. And the stats for Giannis are equally impressive with how many categories in the box score he can fill up. What is scary, Clark, is that he's just scratching the surface.
He's such a young guy. You forget about it because his game has a maturity to it, even though you see a rawness to it as well. I mean, this guy has a tremendous upside. I think he's a player that could be one of the most unique players we've ever had in the league.
Dellavedova kicks to Antetokounmpo. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
Allen outside. With the shot. Cousins, no good. Bucks leading by 4. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Got it. Nice one there from Dellavedova.
And you know, Dellavedova can be quite unpredictable at times, especially when shooting that floater. That unpredictability plays to his advantage.
The shot comes out, and New Orleans will come the other way. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. It sets in motion a 4-game road trip for them.
You know, that's not how you distribute the ball. Needs to be more focused when making passes like that.
Moore is checked in for Wells. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. And the pass to Maker. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And Giannis Antetokounmpo has some major hops. At almost 7 feet tall, he makes it look effortless.
Toledovich against Miller. Back to Moore. New Orleans moving the ball around. Five to shoot. To stop the drought. And Cousins throws it down.
They're just tremendously physical. Cousins not afraid to rearrange some furniture in there.
Bucks leading by 6. Dellavedova dishes to Antetokounmpo. Over Moore. And that's good from Antetokounmpo on the assist from Dellavedova. 15 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. New Orleans has gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Allen up top. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Moore against Antetokounmpo. Moore with the bucket.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Yeah, I like the quick release, Greg. He does a nice job getting it up quickly, especially when he's facing a bigger defender.
Dellavedova from outside, and another 3 for Milwaukee.
And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
Pelicans trailed by 9. It's Miller on the wing. And stolen by Toledovich. And here is Dellavedova. He's got 10. Right side out of Antetokounmpo. Moore with the steal. To the paint, and now it's Allen. Running. He can go all the way.
And made possible by a heads-up play defensively at the other end.
Here's Dellavedova. Outside, Antetokounmpo. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And Clark, some great players who can score no matter the situation. With that in mind, who do you think are some of the best finishers right now in a congested lane in a lot of traffic?
Well, there's only one guy on this list for me. I've never seen anybody do the contorting and the finishing from multiple angles against all size of defender that Kyrie Irving does. He is head and shoulders above any other finisher in the league, in my opinion. Nobody has done it like that guy does.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. 2 Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary. And you have to like the way he's attacking the defense, drawing fouls and getting himself chances at the line this quarter.
Down low, it's tipped. Monroe, and he can't extend the lead to double digits.
That's smothering defense. Chicken and gravy defense, not giving him an inch there. That's how you guard the inside. Yes, sir.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. He's picked up by Rondo. It's good.
That was really a platinum-level effort from Middleton. I mean, crafty in how he carved out room for himself on the interior.
Allen kicks to Davis. He dishes it to Rondo. There's a screen. Davis sets a screen. 5 on the clock. Shot off the pick. And again, no good by New Orleans. Bucks leading by 10. And Middleton kicks to Antetokounmpo. That doesn't go either from Monroe.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
Allen passes to Moore. Back to Allen. The feed now to Davis. Rondo against Brogdon. From deep, Moore. No good there. The Bucks go the other way with it.
I think it's going to be tough for them to trim this deficit if he keeps missing those kinds of shots, Kevin. I mean, they need his point.
Kicks it to Antetokounmpo. Monroe sets a screen for Antetokounmpo. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound.
This has been a rough, turbulent outing for him so far. Fortunately, the rest of his team has bailed him out.
Back to Rondo. He feeds it to Moore. Davis with a screen on Middleton. Shot clock at 6. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Bucks.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
Another part of their game that's been working for them in the early going tonight is their post play, getting it done inside.
Drew Holiday, he's checked in for Allen. That one misses for Davis. Break from his one-and-done season at Kentucky, leading college basketball in block shots. We knew Anthony Davis could dominate defensively, but did you have any idea he'd be this good offensively?
None. I mean, with his length and athleticism, you knew he'd have an impact as a finisher. But the way his shooting has developed, it has been remarkable. Now, granted, this was a guy that at one point was recruited to play point guard coming out of high school, but he's playing more like a shooting guard with his skill set.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, the Pelicans do have their challenges, but Anthony Davis remains committed to winning in New Orleans. He said, "I love it here. I don't plan on leaving. Yes, I fit into that old school category where I want to try to win where I start my career. That's always been a goal of mine. My goal is to bring a championship here." Kevin?
And David, loyalty does go a long way. Davis is a perfect guy to build your team around. He wants to win. Outside Holiday. Inside, here's Moore. And no good that time. Great D that time from Middleton.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
And Antetokounmpo is a fantastic player, folks. I mean, he's got ridiculous vision, excellent size and length, and just a superb passer.
And Moore kicks to Davis. Dishes it to Rondo. There's a good screen. Davis sets a screen. Holiday with it. Here's Moore. The rebound by the Bucks. Parker's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
There are just a lot of ways in which Antetokounmpo scores the ball. I mean, he's a terrific penetrator, plays downhill. He's a consistent and reliable shooter, and he's a guy that doesn't settle for bad shots. He's very locked into taking good shots.
And with that, the Bucks lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Hill. Milwaukee's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Screen by Monroe. Here's Antetokounmpo. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Davis has got his 8th rebound here tonight. kicks to Rondo. Davis sets a screen. Holiday dishes to Davis. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Clark, when you look back at your terrific career, who is the one player that you considered your toughest opponent to go up against?
There were a couple of guys. Bernard King from the New York Knicks, because we saw them a handful of times a year, and he was just such a phenomenal scorer and a relentless worker offensively. He just never gave you a break. I didn't get to see the West Coast teams but twice a year. The Denver Nuggets in the early 80s had Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English, and Dan Issel. And between those 3 guys, they were averaging about 80, 81 points a game. And I usually dealt with English or Vandeweghe. And those were long nights because those guys moved the ball, shot it from everywhere, and were excellent offensive players.
Wells, he's checked in for New Orleans.
Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those 2 anchors on the front line.
Davis. Milwaukee with the rebound. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Middleton on the wing. Back to Antetokounmpo over Rondo. Antetokounmpo can't get that one to fall. Greg, what would you say is the key for the Pelicans to get back in the playoff mix?
There's several. I think rebounding was a big problem. The trade for Cousins should help in that area, and every team needs more shooting. But I think in particular, this group does. And then first and foremost, look, you got to stay healthy. Hard to figure out what you have when you never get a chance to see it.
Fires from the wing. Here's Monroe, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Monroe's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Holiday, the pass to Rondo. Hill kicks to Holiday. There's 47 seconds left in the first half of basketball. To the inside, here's Davis. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Davis has got 15.
And Wells is just an unselfish guy, willing to give the ball up if one of his teammates is open. That's the way the game should be played.
And it's in there. 9 points for Greg Monroe.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
Here's Holiday. That one's not going to go. Great D that time from Middleton. Feeds it to Antetokounmpo. Monroe down low. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
And even though, you know, you're thinking maybe we don't need the replay in a situation like this, still plenty of time left in this game, and really it's about getting the call right.
Yeah, and the NBA Replay Center in Secaucus is queuing up the footage for the officials on the floor. The new process is making for quicker turnarounds, I think.
And the call is going to be overturned. The second look shows that he did, in fact, beat the clock.
Yeah, they're glad they're going to get those points. It wasn't too long ago that they wouldn't even have looked at it on the monitor, but replay's here, and it's here to stay for situations just like that one.
And so it's Milwaukee up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Jason Kidd. Jason, how do you feel about your team's performance?
I feel great. You know, we're sharing the ball, we're making the extra pass, but we're attacking the paint. And if we can continue to do that, it puts us in a good seat.
Jason, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. You have to like what we're seeing from Antetokounmpo.
You know, and as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
Guys, we saw some amazing dunks from him. I can't imagine he'll be able to top those in these last 2 quarters. But I'd love to see him try.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. On the perimeter, it's Middleton and Giannis. Parker is the 4 with Monroe in the middle. And it's Brogdon in at the 1 spot. Middleton can't get it to go.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. It looked like he forced the shot.
Pass to Cousins. Some nice passing here by New Orleans.
That was clearly a forced pass. There was no room for him to make it.
And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And I tell you what, Antetokounmpo has a real killer instinct on offense. I mean, this guy is serious about trying to score the ball and make plays. Always playing downhill, always in attack, and constantly keeping the defense on its heels.
That's good from Antetokounmpo.
And Antetokounmpo, also known as the Greek Freak. Matter of fact, I'd love to just call him the Greek Freak if I could. Is a matchup issue for any defense. I mean, he's a guy who literally and really can play any position on the floor.
And he can't hit the second.
Boy, you take a look at Jason Kidd, and he's clearly one of those players that just has a mind for the game. Throughout his career, you saw how well he saw the court, felt the game, and how he created scoring chances for his teammates, and was also very heady at the defensive end. One of the very cerebral Hall of Fame players we've had in the history of the league.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, I tell you what, the long arms of Antetokounmpo are really incredibly lethal in the paint. Sometimes the defense really has no choice but to foul him and then hope he misses.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. And with Kidd, he was one of those players that when he got into coaching, you just said, of course, it makes too much sense given how much of an on-the-court leader he was.
Yeah, and you know what? You're exactly right. I felt the same way about Kidd. And when you play with some players, you just get that feeling with how they approach the game. And even in your role as a broadcaster, mine too, we get to talk to players and we get a feeling of whether they'll coach or not. Even in college, you could tell he was a special player with kind of a unique view of the game as well.
Cousins dishes to Clark. Holiday the pass to Cousins. Clark for 3. Here's Davis. The second chance effort. And it's good on the way in. Davis has got 17.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways, and that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
Monroe, no good. Pelicans trailed by 13. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure. And how about Cousins? Just reading it perfectly off the rim to send it home.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Pass to Cousins. Shoots over Monroe. Hits the front of the rim and out. Milwaukee leading by 13. Parker sets the screen for Antetokounmpo. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Antetokounmpo's got 23.
Really enjoy watching Antetokounmpo show off his toughness. I mean, he's not a real thick guy, long, angular, and muscular, and much tougher than he looks. That's why I think he's able to overpower defenders at times.
just punch the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Screened by Parker. And here's Brogdon from the arc. Hill pulls it in. Hill's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Cousins, the pass to Clark. The dish now to Davis. Over Parker. Yep, it goes in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Davis.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Parker dishes to Monroe. Tries again. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. Cousins has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Hill, no good.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Outside, Antetokounmpo passes it to Brogdon. Over Holiday, and the Bucks miss again. Pelicans trail by 11. And Cousins kicks to Davis, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Davis is really the total package, a mobile, sharp-shooting big guy who can score from everywhere.
The Pelicans have gone 5 of 9 at the line. The first one falls. Some changes for New Orleans. Allen comes in for Hill, and the Doctor subbed in for Drew Holiday. The Bucks also changing it up. Makers checked in for Monroe. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Chris Middleton. And so Anthony Davis nails both of them.
Gotta like the confidence. Such an important part of making shots. Nice seeing a big man knock down free throws.
And the Bucks defense, not one of the strongest in the NBA, but they did a great job of creating turnovers. They didn't get a stop every time, but boy, they would often create offense with their defense.
Yeah, exactly. When you're not a strong half-court defensive team, being able to force turnovers and score off those can really be effective. And most teams are hard to guard in transition, and this Bucks team was exceptional in transition.
Kept alive. With the second effort, he lays it in. Davis has got 23.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Now here is Dellavedova. Defense right on him. Back to Parker. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots over Cousins. Offensive rebound. Here's Maker. It's deflected, but he stays with it. Teletovic against Davis. Screened by Parker. And Teletovic kicks to Brogdon. Teletovic setting the pick for Brogdon. There's Parker with the 3. Another miss by Parker. And here's New Orleans now. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Here's the Doctor. That one doesn't drop. The Bucks go the other way with it. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Dellavedova kicks to Parker. Now here's Teletovic. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Parker with it. And Allen picks him up defensively.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
You're exactly right. Patrolling the perimeter well. Didn't allow the shooter to get off a clean look. That's what you would call A+ defense.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Snell's checked in. Bucks leading by 7. Now Dellavedova. 10 points for him. Teletovic the screen. Brogdon kicks to Dellavedova. No good on the triple. New Orleans has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Stolen by Dellavedova. The pass to Brogdon. Fires the three, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got his third assist on the night. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, their second chance points have been a story all night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle.
And, you know, certainly, Kevin, the strength of this Milwaukee team, one of the strengths anyway, is the length they have. I mean, have reach at all positions, but especially up front. They just need some time to develop, but a strong base is there.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Wells has checked in. And some great passing here so far. Let's check out this chart that breaks down where the assists have been coming from for the Bucks.
And the bigs tonight have been the table setters in terms of their ability to pass the basketball. That's freed the guards to roam off the ball, and everyone's getting easier looks because of it.
Yep, it goes in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from the Doctor. And to help with the development with all the young length the Bucks have, well, they brought in Kevin Garnett to work with the team last season. What a great move. Exactly who you want to be in their head and in that role.
No doubt about it, Kevin. You know KG from your time working with the Timberwolves when he was early in his career. And to have him work with Maker and Parker and Giannis, wow. And Giannis actually admired KG growing up, so even a bigger win-win to have him there. A big part of the conversation was having the right mentality to play and succeed in the NBA, and we know KG had the right mentality for a long time.
Well said, Clark, well said. Just 5 on the clock. Plays it up and banks it in. Doctor's got his second bucket tonight. Bucks leading by 9. They set the pick. Teletovic the screen. It's stolen by Davis. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. And how about those rookies? Time now to check out the Rookie of the Year race, ranking the league's best young rookies here midway through the season. You look at the Doctor. He's got some work to do in order to get into that conversation, I think, but there are plenty of games left for him to make his mark.
And he doesn't have far to go to break into that top 10, but it's probably unrealistic to think he'll be a factor in the race for the Rookie of the Year.
He dishes it to Cousins.
Outstanding energy from the forward. Teletovic showing real heart on the defensive end.
Snell kicks to Dellavedova. Pass to Brogdon. Teletovic the screen. A floater. The shot by Brogdon, no good. Pelicans trail by 9. Davis gets a wide open look. They get it back. Cousins on the follow.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going.
And that sixth sense, guys, might be better than just about anybody else.
Teletovic passes to Brogdon. Teletovic the screen. 6 to shoot. And here's Brogdon from the arc. Cousins pulls it in.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Wells kicks to Cousins. Back to Allen. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's the Doctor. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And Teletovic kicks to Snell. And there's the feed to Maker. A stupendous finish in traffic. And the Bucks lead by 9.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
Good on the bucket. And now it's up to 25 points for Anthony Davis.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
Toledovich setting the pick for Brogdon. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Malcolm Brogdon, a second-round pick out of the University of Virginia. What a find, Greg, he has been, and you love that he can fill in at either guard spot.
And you get the feeling Brogdon was overlooked for being a 4-year player in college. Has the passing and vision of a point guard, scores well enough from inside and out to play off the ball as well.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
Looking at Malcolm Brogdon, the first thing that jumps out at you is his poise. He's steady, unflappable, never in a rush, always playing at his own pace. And for a young player, that's not something you see very often.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Rondo's checked in. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for the Bucks. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And Brogdon does play with a very even keel, almost poker-faced when he's out on the floor and doing his thing. But Clark, you know, he puts in work whenever he sees time.
And that's the key. And I tell you what, when I saw him at Virginia, I looked at him, his demeanor, his skill set, his approach, and said, this guy's going to be in the league for 12 years. I mean, he just has that look and presence about him. Whether he's starting or coming off the bench, he's a professional. And that says a lot about what he brings to the table.
Chris Middleton's checked in for the Bucks. Here's the doctor. Out of hand on it.
Or the defensive hustle there by Middleton. Stretching out and getting his hand on that shot. Excellent effort.
Maker, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Maker's got 6 points.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Milwaukee leading by 11. And here is Dellavedova. 13 points in the game. And now the fast break. Rondo with the ball. A fadeaway. Good work there as it goes. Davis has got 27.
No matter what the score is, his attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He has stayed in attack mode.
Maker misses. New Orleans has gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. The shot by Rondo is no good. Milwaukee's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. Here's Snell. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, after spending most of his career as a player who only got spot starts, Clark, Tony Snell was thrust into the starting lineup after being traded to the Bucks. He did as well as you could have hoped, given his track record.
Well, I tell you what, he really improved his efficiency, Kevin, and he gives you a little bit of everything on the wing. He can make shots, he can drive it, he can defend. I thought he did a really nice job blending into the team and providing them with what they needed. I don't know if he's a long-term solution in any team starting 5, but boy, he certainly warrants and merits consideration because of his versatility.
And he makes the first. So for the Pelicans, Solomon Hill, he's checked in for Cousins, and it's Holiday in for the doctor. He hits both from the stripe. And the New Orleans Pelicans last season with one of the worst offensive rebounding percentages in history.
Yeah, I mean, it improved somewhat with DeMarcus Cousins coming in. But I think really it's the team's philosophy, though. They value getting back in transition more than they value a chance to attack that offensive glass.
Kicks it to Middleton. There's the pick. He feeds it to Monroe. Bucks passing it around. Just 4 to shoot. That's a 2 from Dellavedova. And again, the Bucks miss. From deep. No good on that last second attempt there. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Bucks lead by 8. From New Orleans, back in a moment. A chance now to hear Jason Kidd talking to his team moments ago.
Good D, good pull. Understand something, 1 shot, 1 rebound, and let's go. We take care of the ball, get good shots, and get back on defense. Keep talking.
Efficiency, fundamentals, that's what I'm hearing from Jason Kidd right there.
Yeah, and there's a toughness to the way they're playing right now, and they're communicating. That's what Coach wants to keep seeing.
Welcome back. 4th quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. Rajon Rondo is out there with Holiday. Then there's Wells. Then it's Anthony Davis. And it's Hill in at the 4. So that's the group out there for New Orleans.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
Dellavedova kicks to Middleton. Off target from outside.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Dellavedova kicks to Maker. Dishes it to Middleton. Feeds it to Dellavedova. Back to Middleton. Over Holiday. And Middleton, the basket on the assist from Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got 4 assists now tonight. And Holiday kicks to Wells. Davis sets a screen. From the wing. Offensive rebound. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Davis has got 14 points now in the second half.
Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
The shot by Middleton, wide open. Another miss by Middleton. Pelicans trail by 11. Here's Wells. He kicks it to Davis. And they double up Davis. Outside Rondo. Davis setting the pick for Rondo. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
And I love how he comes off, head up, always in attack mode, whether to find or finish.
Dellavedova kicks to Maker. Pass to Monroe. Can't hit that one. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. Hill with it. Now the dish to Holiday. Davis sets a screen. Rondo passes to Davis. It's stolen by Maker. Poked away. Wells with the steal. And here's the fast break. Wells leading the way. He gets it in there.
Wells is not easy to keep up with in transition because he has such excellent quickness in the open floor.
Middleton on the wing. Here's Monroe. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he's frustrated, Craig, because nothing is falling right now. But he's going to keep chipping away at it, and that's the attitude. Stay with it.
Hill against Middleton. Here's Maker. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Middleton's got 3 assists now in this one.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Now Monroe kicks to Middleton. 6 on the shot clock. Now here is Dellavedova. He's covered by Rondo. And the basket by Maker.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Now here's Wells. Steps back and fires. And that one hits back iron. Here's Snell. Here's Maker. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. And now it's an 11-point Bucks lead.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Davis setting the pick for Wells. Rebound collected by Snell.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Passes to Maker. Lets it go from the wing. Not enough on that one as it misses.
No excuses, no explanations. I mean, got to sink that J from mid-range. Defense wasn't even paying attention to him. Come on, man.
Here's Wells. And again, no good by New Orleans.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Dellavedova dishes to Monroe. Screen by Monroe. Snell, the pass to Monroe. He can't hit that time. Great D that time from Davis. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket. And after a scoreless first half, you're starting to see signs of life here in the second.
Dellavedova kicks to Middleton. The pass to Monroe. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Davis.
And Monroe is definitely a bully down inside. I mean, the defense doing all they can to match his physicality, but all they end up doing is committing fouls.
2 shots.
First free throw is good.
You know, the former Hoya Greg Monroe is a bruising big man who really imposes his will in the paint.
Some changes for New Orleans. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Wells. Ian Clark comes in for Drew Holiday. And the Doctors subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Milwaukee also making some changes. Parker's checked in for Maker. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for Tony Snell. And Brogdon subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Screen by Cousins. Here's the Doctor. Second chance shot. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half. And that's a great way to cut into the lead.
And league expansion is something that simply won't leave the conversation in the NBA right now, Clark. Do you think that the NBA adding another team or two is inevitable?
I don't think it's inevitable. As a matter of fact, I think we're at a good number where we are, Kevin. It's still the best league in the world, and I think you could dilute that a bit if you added teams. So I'm fine with where we are.
And that one falls for Davis. Oh, you look at the Bucks offense, and they were very hard to stop when they got going. Near the top of the league in effective field goal percentage, which is a huge statistic. They did so despite not taking many three-pointers compared to the other top teams.
Yeah, you think about it. They led the league in how many of their threes were assisted on, Kevin. About 90% of them. And while they would look to the three-point shot, it was the result of ball movement, which often led to a good look. Still, their first look, though, back to that effective field goal percentage, was to get the ball inside.
Middleton for 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Cousins dishes to Davis. Stolen by Brogdon. And it's the Bucks on the break. Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display.
Yes, sir. Power and grace. That had it all.
Here's Cousins, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, and last season, DeMarcus Cousins moving on in that blockbuster trade. Really impossible to get equal value for a star like Cousins, but he was pleased, I think, to put all the rumors of being traded to bed.
And the first one at the line is good. And with Cousins, he found out that he was being traded to the Pelicans while at the All-Star game in New Orleans.
And it's never easy fitting in with another star like the Brow, but Cousins is just so skilled that you knew they would find a balance. And at the end of the day, Cousins seems to be happy with a team who's committed to him.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
Here's Middleton, and it's good on the assist by Parker. 14 points for Chris Middleton.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. For three, Brogdon. Good on the three-point shot. And the Bucks lead by 13.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
The doctor. At the line for two.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The first one falls. Akers checked in for Milwaukee.